Hello my friends, it's Danny, and today I am sharing my go-to vegan chili recipe. A delicious homemade vegetarian/vegan chili that promises to satisfy all appetites. Now this is a one-pot meal that cooks right on the stovetop, and I promise whether you are a vegan, a vegetarian, a meat eater, or you fall somewhere in between, you are going to love this hearty, satisfying, plant-based chili recipe. That is so good. Now, whenever I'm making a vegetarian or a vegan recipe, I love to prep all the vegetables ahead of time because I find this just makes the cooking process a lot easier and a bit more efficient. Plus, it gives me the opportunity to share some of my favorite cutting techniques with you all, because one thing that I have really found for myself is that the more comfortable you are using your knife in the kitchen and the better you become at prepping fresh vegetables and fruits and any foods for that matter, the easier and the more fun cooking becomes, which in the long run makes it a lot easier to sustain your healthy eating goals. So the first thing we need to prep is one chopped onion. Now the easiest way to prep an onion is to trim off the stem side of the onion, lay it flat side down, cut it in half, pull off this papery outer layer, the skin on the outside. Then I'm gonna lay that flat, take my knife and create horizontal cuts through the onion, come over the top, create vertical slices, and then you just bring your knife down and chop. The next thing I need is 2 bell peppers, and you can use any color bell pepper for this. They all work. Personally, I love to pick 2 different colors just because it's beautiful, and technically we do eat with our eyes first. Now my favorite way to chop a bell pepper is to slice off the pepper cheeks, trim off the bottom, and then you're just going to cut this into strips, rotate it, and come back across the other way. Then we're gonna need 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, depending on how big they are or depending on how much you enjoy garlic. And I have found the easiest way to prep garlic is to take the clove, put your knife directly on top, give it a quick and efficient smush. Then that skin is gonna peel right off, and it's very easy to chop. I usually start with slices and then just go back the other way and in every other direction until I have a nice fine chop. And then the last thing we need are 2 medium-sized sweet potatoes. So I'm gonna start by giving them a rinse under some cold water. You just wanna try to loosen up any of the debris on the outside of the potato. And then we're gonna chop them up. Now, side note, I often leave the skins on the potato. There's a lot of fiber and a lot of nutrients in the skin, but these were looking a little bit beat up. So instead I am giving them a quick peel. But just so you know, you can do it either way. From here, I'll trim off the edges. Then I slice the potato in half. Lay it flat side down, and then you're just gonna come over the top and cut it into boards, just like I have here. Then, just like we did with the pepper, I'll cut this into strips, rotate it, and then come back across the other way. So when you're done, you're gonna have a hearty dice, just like I have here. You want them to be big enough that you have nice little chunks of potato, but not so big that they don't fit on your spoon, right? Because remember, we're gonna be eating this like a soup, like a chili. So you want it to comfortably fit in your mouth. Now to make the chili, I have a nice big Dutch oven. I'm gonna turn my heat up to a medium heat and add about a tablespoon of olive oil to the pot. Once that oil is heated, which is gonna happen rather quickly, we're gonna add to the pot those diced up onions, the bell peppers, and the sweet potatoes. I'm gonna give that a pinch of salt and mix this all together. Get everything well combined, and we're gonna let this cook somewhere between 5 and 8 minutes. Really, the goal here is you're looking to soften up the veggies and take the raw edge off of those potatoes. I usually know I'm ready for the next step when it starts to become fragrant and when you can see that the onions are starting to look a bit translucent like mine are here. The next step is to add our flavor boosters. So the first thing going in the pot is that finely minced garlic that we just cut up. And then I'm gonna add in 1 tablespoon of chili powder, base spice when you're making chili. Then I have 2 teaspoons of a smoky ground cumin, which is really nice because it's warm, but it's not spicy. And then I have some curry powder because I just love the combination of sweet potatoes and curry powder. Now I'm making this as a family meal, so I'm not gonna really add any spiciness, any heat, but if you like a little kick to your chili, now would be the time to add it. You could add a little bit of cayenne pepper or even some fresh diced jalapenos. Then I'm gonna add a little bit more salt and some black pepper, and stir this all together. You really just want all of those veggies to have a nice light coating of all of the seasonings that we just added to the pot. Once you have arrived, then you're ready for the rest of the ingredients. So I'm adding in 2 15-ounce cans of black beans that I have rinsed and drained under some cold water. This is a great way to wash away any excess sodium, which lets us be in control of our ingredients, number one. And number two, using the canned black beans really saves a lot of time. I also have 2 15-ounce cans of diced tomatoes, and I always opt when I'm making a chili for the fire roasted tomatoes because again, it just adds a little bit more smoky flavor and a lot of depth to a quick cooking chili like this one. And then finally, we're adding 4 cups of low sodium vegetable broth. Give this all one more stir, get it well incorporated, then I turn up my heat, let it come up to a rolling boil, and as soon as you have that full boil, you're gonna turn the heat down to a medium-low. You're really just looking for a simmer in your pot, and what I like to do is I will partially cover the pot for about 15 minutes, and then I will take the lid off and allow it to simmer without the lid for the last 10 to 15 minutes. So while that's cooking, I just wanna circle back around to those warming spices, because oftentimes as the colder weather rolls in, we find ourselves really craving a lot of comfort foods. But a lot of times those comfort foods don't align with our long-term health, wellness, and or weight goals. So something that I have found to be true is using warming spices like curry powders, chili powders, cumin, coriander can really give you that comforting flavor that you're looking for, that warmth, while still staying in alignment with your longer term goals. And you're gonna know that your chili is ready to go because number one, your sweet potatoes are gonna become nice and tender. They should be fork tender. And the chili is going to have thickened up a bit, just like you see here. Now this is a fantastic meal if you wanted to add it to your meal prep, because once it's done, you could just let it cool down, transfer it to some airtight containers. It will happily last in your fridge for up to 5 days and for up to 3 months in the freezer. And if you were gonna eat this right away, you would just ladle it into your favorite bowl and top with your favorite chili toppings. Personally, I love some sour cream, some fresh diced avocado, and some scallions right over the top. This is a delicious, hearty, comforting vegetarian chili that promises to satisfy all different types of appetites, and I am so excited for you to give it a try. That is so good. If you enjoy simple, healthy, nutritious recipes just like this, make sure you take a moment to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new recipe. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Danny Spies, and I'll see you back here next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Cheers!